Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Ben, Alonso, finale of season 3 of Fargo, Somebody to Love, and our first cliffhanger.
Yeah, our first cliffhanger. I don't know that it really matters that it's a cliffhanger because, of course, it's being Fargo. Well, one, there may not be another season of Fargo. It's unclear.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's not
unclear. But either way, we're very unlikely to get an answer to that.
It is not a dramatically unsatisfying one.
Right,
sure.
that's right. And of course, that's just the way as we know, that's both possibilities are true. We don't know who walks in that door next, or is this guy really? Is he? Hard to believe that guy is super patched in, but maybe, right? You know, they did run a very. I mean, somebody was funding that operation.
He's got a lot of money stashed in offshore accounts, so it's Schrodinger's Fargo.
Right. Interesting that they did leave open the possibility after bringing back the mute killer from
Mr. Wrench. Yes.
After bringing back Mr. Wrench from season 1, they didn't kill. What was his name? They didn't kill the
Numbers, or
no? They did in this episode. We didn't.
Oh.
We saw
Memo.
We saw Memo taken out without a sheet over him.
That's true.
Yeah,
he's bleeding out, but not dead.
He's bleeding out, but not dead. And that's we were just talking about this on Better Call Saul. If you don't show us a body, they're probably not.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. In that case, that's very specific. You were seeing somebody on a stretcher, not dead. Right.
Right.
So since they like bringing back henchmen.
Oh yes.
So I just read a really good review of this. A review that praised it. I was not super satisfied with this finale.
Really?
I didn't think that Nikki Swango. I didn't think she'd shoot a cop. I don't think that didn't. I get it. She's wanted, but she's going to be released. I mean, that's the thing. She didn't kill Ray. Everybody knows she didn't kill Ray. So that's what she was in for.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I think in the larger sense, you're right. She's not the kind of character who would shoot a cop. In that moment, things are tense. The gun's right there. The gun's about to be discovered. She still is trying to kill Ray. I mean, I believed the moment.
Right.
Even though you're right, it doesn't necessarily jibe with what we know about the character. I believed the moment in which it happened.
Yeah, I didn't. It was upsetting to me, and not in the shock way that I'm comfortable with as a viewer.
You thought it was like a betrayal of the character?
Yeah, it just didn't seem right. It was like, come on, like this. It was like, we're gonna have. It felt like, it's Fargo, and we've got to have a dual death on a and it was a great scene. But how did he drive his car away afterwards? Also,
I wondered about that too. I thought, is he a ghost now? Like, well, how does the car suddenly start after it ran out of gas? Yeah,
or something was wrong with it. We don't know, right? I mean, so. Yeah, that's
well, I watched with the captions on it. It said something like gas indicator light.
Right, but as my wife and I were watching, we're like, it doesn't happen like that. The indicator light doesn't go out, and then you run out of gas.
That's
5 seconds later. So it indicated that something was whatever. But I also watch with the caption. I now watch every television show.
Me too. So everybody mumbles. So much mumbling happening.
Right, man, we're old.
But that too. I've been encountering a lot of bitching online about this season, and I thought it was a good one. I thought it was. Season 1's probably still my favorite, but I would say I liked this at least as much as I liked season 2.
I think I liked season 2 best, although I didn't like the aliens. And I think that probably makes me dumb. But I didn't.
It was, you went with it or you didn't.
Right. It took me out of what I was watching, and there were moments in this season that were the best of Fargo. There were moments that were truly fantastic. I mean, and the Varga coming in and taking over Stussy, all of that I couldn't get enough of. I love workplace stuff, even when it's the workplace of a master criminal taking over for somebody else. But I loved almost everything that, how do we say his last, Thewlis, right?
Thewlis, yeah.
Yeah, everything that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, and the Goldfarb reveal I thought was pretty great.
That was great, that was terrific, that was nice too. I didn't dislike it, don't get me wrong. So, but how about 5 years later, so Mr. Wrench, just fulfilling and
he knew that she tells him at the end, you can take the money, all I want is the brother.
Right.
And he knows that she failed to do that.
So he's just, all he's doing is fulfilling it, feel like he had a debt to her.
Yes.
It's nice. I like him for walking in, shooting a man in the back of the head in front of his family. That's great. Yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, right. And the widow Goldfarb worked for Varga.
Yeah, exactly. Like they looked at her as a way to sort of get out of the deal, but he actually sort of put her in place as a way for them to think there was a way out of the deal when indeed they were just digging themselves in further.
Right, and her little talk to him, like like this is what's going to happen here, but don't worry, you have tremendous personal wealth.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Mike and Mike will see you out.
And then we see how that gets resolved, in a world of unfair justice, and that's a very realistic question that's asked in this Entertainment Weekly recap. Like, what is justice? I mean, how much time, if you and I, as just people, right, or pick two people, you two people watching, get to administer justice, what would have been an appropriate punishment for Emmit? What does he deserve?
Yeah,
no. Does he deserve 10 years in prison? I don't know. He was kind of a victim, right? I mean, he was a victim.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill his brother on purpose.
Right. Also, yes.
So all relevant, but he definitely didn't do nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, Psy obviously were assumed to take his sort of like
they didn't
fuck up
prosecute.
for life.
They didn't prosecute because there was no because he's damaged for life.
Right. So it's. There aren't any easy answers on that one, but I think that the way this show is, you have your sort of clear-cut good guys, and there's a. I'm gonna get super nerdy here for a second. In Dungeons and Dragons, they divide characters into 9 categories, and it's like lawful, good, neutral, and evil, chaotic, good, neutral, and evil, and there's a third one. Anyway, and so people
know it.
No, I don't. I played this in junior high, but like people online will do memes where like they'll put like the 30 Rock characters,
right.
and fit them into those categories. I think you have like on the one end you've got like Gloria and Lopez, like the just unassailably good, competent characters who seek justice within the law, and then you have somebody as terrible as Varga, and then you have the various points in between, and that's, I think you could chart all 3 seasons of Fargo that way, of having characters that fit all along that spectrum. Yeah,
it's obviously it is a richly layered show. Something about this finale didn't sit with me, and I read this review of it, which thought that the episodes 8, 9, and 10 were the best episodes of the season. And so maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't know what I expected. I certainly did not need or I don't like resolution. Resolution frequently ruins something for me because most often things are unresolved.
Let's remember, instead of aliens this season, we began with that moment in East Germany where the guy gets arrested by the Stussy, who hasn't done anything, but he's living in an apartment of somebody that used to belong to somebody who they are looking for, and so that he becomes guilty by implication. So this season you had people who did nothing but be named Stussy and get killed for it.
Right, and we never that just
hung there. It never.
By the way,
circled around to it.
Not an accident. I mean, Stussy.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I
didn't either until you just mentioned it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But just the sort of random chaos of life, and how sometimes the wrong people are punished for things they didn't do, and the people who are responsible for crimes get away with it,
Yeah, and certainly in this world where Emmit gets her no time and pays a fine and presumably is rich,
right?
And Varga, if he's right, will never go to jail. We'll never pay for it. So sort of the rich, powerful will get out of having to take serious responsibility for anything they've done. Nothing takes away from Carrie Coon and how enormously likable she is in almost anything. I don't imagine that Homeland Security, I guess they do, but I wouldn't imagine that Homeland Security investigators have to wear that uniform.
I think maybe it was just, I think she kind of threw. Did she just have a vest on over like a regular outfit, or she had a full on?
I think she had a jacket and then
But it's funny. It was interesting that she's in Minneapolis because I actually saw a movie last year at South by Southwest that was all about the I forget which nationality, but like there's a huge Muslim community in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Oh yeah, that's right. There is. Yeah. So anyway, it was good. And I mean, the season was good. I hope there's another season.
Me too.
I would love to see some effort to bring back our friend Allison Tolman.
Oh,
our friend.
Yeah. I got like 6 episodes of Downward Dog and TiVo, which she's on now.
Oh, is that right?
Watch that show. Which is great.
But I love it. I like the characters. I just and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think this was a seminal role for her.
I think her career we're going to look at as sort of pre-Fargo, post-Fargo.
I think that's right.
I think was a big thing for her. Ewan McGregor, for years I've given him a hard time about having shitty American accents. I thought both of them were quite good in this, and love Michael Stuhlbarg. I mean, this was a great.
Yeah, the cast is really. I mean, everything was great. I mean, the grandfather who got killed in episode 1 or 2, whatever it was terrific, and her kid is terrific.
Yes, and all the LA flashback stuff was amazing, and then Frances Fisher popping up as the older
as the
iteration
waitress
of her daughter, you know, that was Francesca Eastwood playing the younger character.
Right.
Yeah, no, great season, great show. Please come back, Fargo, and if it does, we will. So join us then. Thanks for watching.